Welcome to Phonics. This week we've been learning about tongue tappers. We learned about D, how it says D, and T, how it says T. Hey, I want to find some objects around my house that start with a D or start with a T. And I know they start with it because when I say their name, I either have the D sound for D or the T sound for T. After I find my objects, I want to put them on a list on a piece of paper and write the name, okay? So let's practice saying the letter and the sound it makes. Let's start with D. So D says D. I want you to say it with me this time. Are you ready? D says D. Wonderful. Let's do it one more time just to make sure we've got it and see if Miss Watts has found some D words around her house. Okay, so D says D. Do it with me. D says D. Great job. Okay, now I found some words that I think start with the letter D. I found some DiGiorno pizza. DiGiorno pizza. Does that start with the letter D? Yeah, it does. Look, I even looked at the front of the box. I found it. Good job. Okay, let's see what else I have laying around. I have a book. Does that start with the letter D? A book. No, that doesn't start with the letter D. That's a B. That was that lip popper we talked about last week. Better put that away. That's B. Oh no. I have another one that starts with the letter D. It's called a didgeridoo. This is an instrument from Australia. And when Miss Watts tries to play it, I don't do a very good job because I don't know how to do it. My husband knows how to play it, and I'll show you a clip of him playing it right here. Wasn't that so cool? Now, let's try Miss Watts to play. Are you ready? Oh no, I don't know how to play. But he does, and that's really cool. That's a didgeridoo, and it's from Australia. How fun. That was our letter D. I have one more thing that starts with the letter D. Are you ready? It's a dog. Dog. Here's my dog. Dog. Say hi, friends. Hi. You start with the letter D. Dog. Thanks for your help. All right, now let's move on to the letter T. Let's practice what the T says before we think about objects. So T says T. Now you do it with me. T says T. Let's do it one more time. I'll go first. T says T. Now you do it with me. T says T. Great job. Now let's think of some objects that might start with the letter T. Sitting around your house, do you have anything that starts with the letter T? Maybe it's your name? I've got a Tyler in my class. Oh, I've got some stuff laying around. Did you have some stuff? What were they? Whoa, okay, well let me show you some things I found. What about some tanning lotion? Does that start with the T sound, the T sound? Tanning lotion? It does. This starts with the letter T. You hear that? Tanning lotion. Great. What about this pen? Does it make the T sound? No, that's a lip popper. Remember from last week? That was the letter P. P says P. Oh my goodness, the lip poppers keep trying to creep into our show, huh? We're looking for T. Remember T says T. What about a tea bag? Tea bag. Does that start with the T? Like the T's? Does it start with the letter T? What do you think? Yeah, it does. Tea bag starts with the letter T because it makes the T sound. Okay, I have one more thing for us. It's a Twix. Twix. Does this start with the letter T? Twix. What do you think? Yeah, it does, and you can see the T here. That's an uppercase T. Wow, Twix makes the T sound because T says T. Yay! Okay, we decided that Twix, tea bags, and tanning lotion all start with the letter T. And then we said that DiGiorno pizza, didgeridoo, and my my dog, come here. He did not want to come, I'm sorry. My dog all start with the letter D. Yay! So the last thing I want to do is I want to write down these words and look at the letters D and T. We're going to sort them just like we've been doing for math. How cool! We can do sorting in math, and we're even sorting letters. It's kind of like we're doing math and phonics together. How fun! So I'm going to switch my camera and I'm going to make a list of all those words we just said, okay? So I'm going to switch my camera. Right, friends, I've got my paper and I've got a line down the middle so that way I can put things that start with the D on this side and things that start with the T on this side. I want to start with the letter D. So I'm going to make an uppercase letter D first. And when I hold my pencil, I'm making sure to pinch my pencil so that way my fingers are at the ends there. Okay, I'm gonna make an uppercase D first. So I'm gonna start at the top, down and stop, back to the top and around. Great, now let's make a lowercase d. So we go around, up, and down. Yay! We've got an uppercase letter D and a lowercase letter D. And remember, D says D. Great. The things we found that start with the letter D are dog, dog. So I'm going to make a D. I'm going to start at the top, down and stop, back to the top, around. Then I'm going to make the that's a O, and then the g, that's a G. Og, dog. Yay, we've got a dog. I'm going to underline the D so that way I can remember it starts with the letter D. And with anyone that if you're an author, you usually have an illustrator. So if I'm writing about a dog, I'd also want to draw a dog. So I'm going to give him a face with some eyes, a nose, and a mouth. Give him some ears. I'm just gonna do a dog face. Fun! Next thing we had was some DiGiorno pizza. So I'm gonna start with my letter D. Start at the top, down and stop, back to the top, around. Now DiGiorno is a brand, so we're just gonna spell it. It's DiGiorno. Now I'm going to underline the D because DiGiorno with a D. Great. I didn't have any room to put my pizza over here, so I'm just going to put it underneath here and draw a picture of a pizza because that's what DiGiorno is. It's just pizza. Right, got my slices. Now I'm going to put some pepperonis on there. Man, this picture looks so much better if I put a bunch of colors on it than that, wouldn't it? All right, and the last thing I had that started with the letter D was a didgeridoo. Remember that instrument from Australia? That's a fun word to say. So let's start with a D. So start at the top, down and stop, back to the top, and around. And didgeridoo is D-I-G-E-R-I-D-O-O. And didgeridoo has didgeridoo. There's two D's in that word. Cool. And it's an instrument, kind of like it's got a circle at the top for you to blow air in, and it's almost like a cylinder all the way down. And then there's a hole in the bottom, and there's pretty designs all over it. So I'm just going to put some dots. And they're textured, so when you rub your hands on it, you can feel all the cool stuff on it. It's really neat. All right, and that's my instrument, the didgeridoo. So we've got dog, giorno, and didgeridoo. Great. Now let's do the letter T. So to do the letter T, we're going to start at the top, down and stop. We're going to lift our pencil and give him a hat, so we're going to go across like a hat. That's my uppercase T, and my lowercase t starts the same way. We start at the top, down and stop. Now we're going to pick up our pencil, go to the middle, and go across like we're giving him a belt. Great. Now let's think of all the tea things we found. We found some tea bags. So I'm going to make my tea. I'm going to start at the top, down and stop, back to the top, and across. T-E-A-T. And I'm going to underline that. E-T-E-T. Now I'm going to draw a picture of a tea bag. So there, start off looking kind of like a square, and then it goes almost to a point with a little bag with a square on the end. Some tea inside. I'm going to put some little dots to look like there's tea in there. Yay. Right. The other thing we had was tanning lotion. So I'm just going to write tan. I'm going to write tan for short because we use it after we tan, right? So we're going to start at the top, down and stop. Pick up our pencil and go across at the top. And tan. A-N. Oh man, that's a chunky monkey when that's a word an right there. If I didn't have a T, that'd be an. But luckily I do have the T. Tan. Now I'm going to try to draw a picture of my tan lotion. So I'm going to draw like an oval, and then a line, and a little line here. So that's where you get all of your stuff. And mine had like lines on it. There you go. It's going to be like a tanning lotion. All right. Let's see. That last thing I had was Twix. Do you like Twix? It's a yummy candy, isn't it? So Twix start with the T. So we start at the top. Good. I'm going to start where over here. So start at the top, down and stop. Pick up our pencil and go across. And Twix is T-W-I, Twix, X, Twix, Twix, Twix. And it starts with the T. I'm going to try to draw the wrapper. So the wrapper, we start with a rectangle. And then I add little spikes on the end to kind of look like the wrapper. And then I'm going to write Twix on there. Twix. Fun. Real right. So these all start with a T. T-E, T-An, and Twix. Yay! We made a list of D words and T words we found around in my house. Great! We were sorting our letters. That's so cool. I wonder if you can find anything that starts with a D or a T at your house. All right. Well, I hope you have a great day. Bye, friends.